if your job is to sit at the United Nations Human Rights Council and fight against anti-Israel prejudice and anti-Semitism, and to defend the founding principles of human rights upon which the United Nations was founded 70 years ago, sadly, it's a job for life. And I've come here today, this evening, to ask 3 questions. At the United Nations, is Israel a nation that dwells alone? Number 2, if this is the case, why is it happening? How do we understand it? What are the factors behind this? And finally, number 3, how can we fight back? Can we make a difference? And all that we ask is that Israel be held to account like every other country. The United Nations Charter speaks of a guarantee of equal treatment for all nations, large and small. And that's all that we ask, is that Israel be treated like all nations, large and small, that it be treated equally. And I come now to our 3 questions tonight. At the United Nations, is Israel a nation that dwells alone? A bit of history. After the Six-Day War, 1967, after the Yom Kippur War of 1973, the Arab states realized that on the military battlefield, they had failed to defeat Israel. But around that same time, they discovered a different battlefield, the diplomatic battlefield. They discovered that the United Nations had changed. Third world countries from Africa and Asia, many of them dictatorships, had joined the United Nations. And the Arab states discovered that together with the Soviet Union and what was called the non-aligned movement, suddenly there was a new automatic majority against Israel. No matter what the resolution that would be introduced, there would be an automatic majority against Israel. And so they began to introduce resolutions in this new diplomatic battlefield, which has all the trappings of international law. You're in a large assembly at the United Nations. There's a giant logo of the United Nations. It seems like a court of justice. It seems like the international court. And in fact, they are abusing the language of international law. They are abusing the truth. And this culminated in the infamous, notorious resolution of 1975, Zionism is racism. The United Nations General Assembly voted in 1975 to declare that Zionism is a form of racism. Now, friends, I just mentioned all of these new countries in Africa and Asia that joined the UN in the period of decolonization. These nations joined under the banner, under the flag of self-determination, that every country, every nation has the right to be free and sovereign and independent in their own homeland. But suddenly, of all the nations seeking self-determination, only one of these claims was singled out and labeled as racist. Zionism is racism. Racism. That word was not accidental. When the Soviet Union and the Arab states that worked together on this resolution chose the idea of racism, and they didn't say that one government policy is racist, they said the very idea of Israel is racist. This is very much an uphill battle. I assure you, we are not going to give up. We believe we can make a difference. And in an assembly of darkness, we must light a candle of truth. Thank you very much.